Title: AITA for telling my parents we aren't giving them money and they need to humble themselves? Throwaway to keep this separate from my normal account. I 38F and my husband 41M have been stressing over my parents. My parents are screwed as they took out of their pensions at 55 and have only about 100,130k each left. Their house has some equity but not as much as you would think, as they have withdrawn from their equity line of credit several times. My dad has a 100k truck and a vintage Porsche, and my mom has a 7-seater when they are the only ones now. My dad is very prideful and refuses to take anyone's advice, so it was a shock when they came to me and asked for money. He has had a lot of health issues and told me he is going to be taking Social Security now he is 68 and quitting his job. Which means they cannot afford their mortgage or car payments. They totally blindsided me. I had no idea how bad it was until now. Thinking back, I guess I should have known, as they buy so much unnecessary crap, but my parents always acted they were rich. I told them point blank I wasn't funding them until I could see all their accounts and assets, and this caused a huge fight, but they eventually relented. I went through what they have and they really don't need my help. They just need to downsize dramatically. My husband is a CPA, so he knows this stuff, and we went though and told what they needed to do. They need to sell all the vehicles and get a reliable sedan. They need sell their 3,400 square feet home and buy into a single home with a basement suite or an apartment. I think the apartment is better, as my dad struggles to mow the lawn and hires someone now anyway. But my mom insists she needs land for a garden. After that, their SS payments would be enough and they would still have a small nest egg. This was met with them complaining that they would be living like prisoners. My parents were angry if they got a small single family they would need to rent out the basement. My dad insists the basement, which he has as a man cave, is necessary for life, and my mom refuses to downsize as she has a whole room full of clothes at their current home that can't fit in a smaller house. I got mad and told them they need to humble themselves since they are the ones asking for money. This resulted in them yelling how ungrateful I am over the phone until I hung up. I told them they have to do this because I'm not helping. They still have more assets than my husband and I, and we have a son to save college funds for. My parents have been trying to guilt me by saying they gave me great Christmas presents and college funds, so I owe them. I feel like that was a tiny proportion of their spending and it didn't put them in this position, but am I obligated to help support them when they can support themselves if they downside? Comment: someone who owns a 100k truck that isn't farm equipment shouldn't ask anyone for money. You are absolutely right that they need to sell their assets now that they need cash. NTA comment: you are such a good daughter. If you had done that sort of audit and planning for me, I'd be singing your praises to everyone. You are awesome. Comment: NTA, they just want to keep making bad money decisions and have you be the one to bear the burden so they don't have to. Comment: NTA, they want to live beyond their means and want you to fund it. That's a no. Comment: NTA, they wanted a magical no sacrifice solution. Not your fault that doesn't exist in reality.